Now look, I'm not sure if signing Sesko is purely just a pipe dream for United anyways, given how financially troubled we are right now. But Fab has at least said that we're looking into it.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Newcastle probably makes more sense if they do let Isak go to Liverpool.
Total corruption.
And to be honest, Newcastle is probably a better place for him to develop than United right now, as we know what United seems to do to recent players.
I can't do anything else.
But wherever Sesko does end up, I do think people are way too harsh on his overall game. Physically, he's obviously a freak. 6'4", incredibly long limbs, strong enough to hold the ball up, but also has a wicked burst of acceleration to allow him to run in behind defenders. On the base of it, Sesko can play in a possession-dominant team, or he can play in a team that relies more on those transitions, more on the counter-attack. It honestly doesn't really matter. I've been scouting the tapes a little bit more, and people talk a lot about his first touch. Well, for a 6'4" striker, I can tell you now that touch ain't bad. It might not be as silky as some, but I wouldn't say it's a huge weakness at all. He's able to battle and stay strong in both ground and aerial duels, while also showing decent link-up play throughout games. He maybe does lack that quick touch and shoot that a lot of elite players have, but you'd think that could be coached into the rest of his game given some time. Arsenal just spent big on Gyökeres, who's older than Sesko, and watching them both, I'd say Sesko looks just as silky an option in possession. But the difference is Gyökeres does have that neater touch in and around the opposition box to allow him to get those quick finishes off, so Sesko does need to add that to his game.
You can do it. We need you to do it.
What really does let Sesko down is when he's given the chance to turn and really run at the opposition defences. He's got this thing where he does just keep his head down and he loses the ability to keep his head up and really track the runs of his teammates to try and get them in some favourable positions. That's probably his major weakness for me, but hey, no one's perfect. Everyone raves about his shooting and his highlight reel is obviously immense. But what you do get when you watch more of him is a sense that it's quantity rather than quality sometimes. He's very much a shoot-on-sight forward, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can be frustrating sometimes when you do see him shoot and his teammates are in better positions. Again, another drawback of that head-down dribbling style. He is still a very intelligent player though, and the runs that he makes to get himself into space are very, very good. In the box, his movement does need a little bit of fine-tuning. The basics are all there. He's still learning the game though, so he's still got a lot of time to learn that elite box movement. The height obviously makes him such a real threat, and he wins so many aerial duels. He can do that in his own box, and he can also help out defensively in his own box as well.
I believe I can fly.
Whoever pays the, 70 mil for Sesko, they are going to be taking a bit of a gamble. You can't compare him to the likes of Haaland, as he's simply just not that level just yet. But he has the potential to be, and that's what teams are going to be buying into now. In United's case, they did this already with Højlund, and unless something drastic changes, it looks like they lose a hefty amount of money on him with their gamble with him. And can we afford to do that again with Sesko? Maybe Vival now being there, that's enough to convince the board that Sesko is good enough to lead the line for United in the Premier League. But the way some people talk about Sesko's overall game as if he's some bum, and I don't like that. He's still a very, very good centre-forward currently. Has the potential to be even better. But I see a lot of United fans, they talk the same about Ekitike when he was linked to United. But now he's gone to Liverpool, you see people bigging him up a lot of the time, more than dragging him down. The same with Gyökeres. Everyone was picking holes into his body of work, but now he's got his big move to Arsenal. All of a sudden, people are talking now about how well he could work in the Premier League. So I think if United obviously moved and went for Sesko, expect a lot of the same. People are going to target him. They're going to compare him to Haaland, the same they did straight away with Højlund. And that pressure is immense. And that's why I talked earlier on in the video about Newcastle potentially being a safer option for Sesko. It depends on his mentality. If he's got the mentality that he's going to come in and he's going to be the guy to really lead United and take them forward, then that's probably the guy United need right now. The guy who has that confidence. Because it looks as if it got shaken out of Højlund. Højlund, when he first came in, we thought he really had something. Last season, I just didn't see the same guy. So if Sesko's going to come in, he has to keep that mentality on board, because people are going to try and bring him down. He'll make mistakes. He's a young player. But people will try and drag him down, and I think some United fans do that as well. But he has all the potential, all the tools. It just depends on how much of a risk teams are wanting to take now. And that was the point of this video. There's no doubt in the rawness of Sesko's game. But this don't make out that he's not already a very, very good centre-forward. The whole thing is now is whether he can take that next step and become that truly elite centre-forward that a lot of the teams that are looking at him are really looking for now. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Do you really think this guy can be the next really elite striker? Let me know. If you enjoyed the video, guys, drop a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in the next one.